Long ago, in a quiet little village hidden between dusty fields and sun-baked hills, lived a man named Moan. He wasn't wealthy. He didn't own land, nor was he famous or educated. But he had something far greater than riches. He had a heart that overflowed with compassion. Moan lived in a small mud house with his wife, Sunita. Every day he rose with the sun and worked tirelessly in the fields. His earnings were humble, just enough to buy a little grain, pay for firewood, and keep their home standing. But what truly made Moan special was his unwavering kindness. He never turned away anyone in need. A hungry dog, a lost traveler, a wandering child. He shared whatever he had. Even if it was his last piece of bread, he gave it without hesitation. The villagers respected him, but Sunita often grew frustrated. "Because of your endless generosity, our kitchen is always empty," she would say. "You must think of yourself too." But Moan would simply smile. "Sunita, hunger is the cruelest enemy. If we can stop someone's pain, even for a moment, why shouldn't we? God sees everything." One scorching afternoon, after a long morning in the field, Moan lay resting on the cool earthen floor of his home. Outside, the sky burned hot and still. Not even a bird chirped. Just then, a weak voice called out from their door. Sunita peeked through a narrow crack in the wooden window. An old man stood there, frail, sweating, barely able to hold himself upright. His clothes were torn and his eyes sunken from hunger. She sighed in annoyance. "Another beggar," she muttered. "There goes today's lunch." Moan sat up immediately. "He looks exhausted. Let someone else feed him," she said sharply. "We have nothing left to give." But Moan had already opened the door. "Baba, please come in," he said gently. "Sit. Rest. I'll get you some water." The old man staggered inside, grateful. Moan fetched a metal cup of cool water and handed it to him. The sage drank slowly, each sip like a lifeline. When he finished, he whispered, "Son, I haven't eaten in 2 days. If you have anything, even a small piece of bread, I would be grateful." Moan nodded without hesitation and walked to the kitchen. On the counter lay 2 small rotis, flatbreads, carefully prepared by Sunita. It was all they had, their last meal. His stomach growled, but his conscience spoke louder. He picked up the rotis and turned to leave the kitchen. Just then, Sunita stepped in front of him, blocking the doorway. "What are you doing?" she cried. "Those are for you. You haven't eaten either. If you give these away, what will you eat? That man can ask at someone else's door. But who will feed us?" Moan looked into her eyes, not with anger, but with quiet conviction. "He hasn't eaten in 2 days," he said softly. "Hunger doesn't wait, Sunita. If we turn him away, what does that make us? God will make a way for us." Sunita's voice rose with frustration, but Moan stepped around her and returned to the guest. "Baba," he said with a smile, "this is the best food we have. Please eat." The old man said nothing. He simply took the rotis in trembling hands and ate silently. Each bite seemed to bring life back to his face. He drank more water and then sat back in peace. When he finished, he stood slowly. Then, reaching into his tattered bag, he pulled out something that shimmered. A golden bowl. It gleamed brightly in the afternoon light. He held it out to Moan. Moan stepped back, startled. "Baba, I can't accept this. This belongs to you." The old man smiled gently. "Last week, a king gave me this bowl as a gift, but I have no use for gold. I've been searching for someone worthy of it, someone who understands the true meaning of compassion. Today, I found him." He placed the bowl in Moan's hands. "This is not a reward," he said. "It is a reminder, a symbol. Karma is the truest religion. You gave from your heart, without expectation. And because of that, you are blessed. Sunita had stepped outside, overhearing everything. She stood in silence, her eyes fixed on the glowing bowl in Moan's hands. The sage turned to her. "And you," he said kindly, "learn to see through faith, not fear. You are fortunate to walk beside a man like him." With that, the old man turned and walked away, slowly disappearing down the dusty path. Moan stood frozen, the golden bowl in his hands, his heart full. Tears welled in his eyes, not for the bowl, but for the grace he felt in that moment. "I promise," he whispered to himself, "no matter how hard life becomes, I will never stop helping others." That night there was no food left in the house, but for the first time in weeks, peace filled their hearts. Sunita said nothing, but as she lay beside him, her hand reached for his, and in her silence, there was understanding. Dear friend, this story is not about a golden bowl. It is about the power of selfless love, the quiet strength of giving without fear, and the mysterious way the universe always returns kindness, sometimes not in gold, but in peace, in purpose, or in an answered prayer when you least expect it. Karma is real. It sees what the eyes miss. It hears what no one else hears, and it never forgets. So the next time someone knocks at your door, whether it's a stranger, a friend, or a silent opportunity to do good, don't just hear them. See them. Open your heart. Give what you can. Because somewhere in the heavens, someone is watching, and they always remember.